Hi everyone, welcome back to online classes. In this class, we are discussing science. This is Christopher. We are discussing 6th standard science materials and separation methods. In that, we are discussing part 2, that is properties of materials. So in this lesson, let us discuss sinking or floating in water. So which materials will sink and which material will float in water, and do iron objects float? So everybody thought that iron objects will sink. So let us do some activities in this class and observe whether iron objects will sink or float. So generally we know that iron objects will sink, but is there any possibility of float? And third one, soluble or insoluble in water. So what is soluble and what is insoluble? Which materials soluble in water and which materials do not? That means insoluble in water. Okay, let us see. The first one, sinking or floating in water. So let us assume that some vegetables like brinjal, tomato, potato, and iron nail, sponge, okay, and some wood, stone, and a leaf, a piece of chalk. So these materials given to you. So predict that some, for example, tomato. Predict that tomato will sink in water. Onion, let's take onion, will sink in water. So after predicting, let us do activity and observe whether the tomato will sink or float in water. Like that, iron nail, everybody knows iron nail will sink in water. Then we will see. We will do a activity and we will confirm. First prediction, then confirmation after the activity. So here we are thinking that tomato will sink in water. Brinjal will sink in water. Okay, and potato will sink in water. So like that, iron nail will sink in water. Wood maybe will float in water. And stone will sink in water. Leaf will float in water. Okay, float on water. And chalk. So chalk first it will float. After some time it will sink in water. So let us conduct an activity and observe. So observe this activity. Here we have taken a bowl of water and vegetables one by one will keep in water. So first tomato. So I kept tomato in water. So you can observe that tomato is floating on water. Okay. And next one, brinjal. So this is a brinjal. Let us keep this brinjal in water. So observe whether it is sinking or floating. Sinking or floating? Yes, it is floating. Then it is a lemon. So let us keep in water. Wow, lemon also. This is, yeah, it is not floating, it is sinking. It went inside. So you can observe that. Lemon under the brinjal is, see, it is sinking. Now let us take onion. So keep in water. Yes, it is floating in water. So floating. So you can observe, you can test. Okay, you can touch it. Now we have stones. So these are two stones. So observe carefully. So let us keep in water. So what do you observe? The stones sink in water. Now we have a iron nail. So it is a iron screw. Let us keep in water. So what do you observe? See, it is sinking or floating? Yes, it went inside. It is sinking in water. Now we have a plastic box like Vicks Vaporub. So let us see, it is also floating in water. Now we have a leaf. So let us take one leaf and we'll keep in water. So and we'll observe whether it is sinking or floating. So it is floating in water. Now it is a piece of chalk. So let us keep in water and observe. See, it is floating. So in the beginning, it is floating. So you can observe that some bubbles like slowly it will going inside. Now let us take out all the vegetables. Then, so how we are removing, because objects like a tomato, brinjal, plastic box, onion, these are all floating. Then without touching inside, okay, without keeping our hand into the water, you can remove this separately. So picking, okay, and a leaf also we can remove. So objects which sink, we have to keep our hand into the water. Okay. So from this you can understand that some materials will sink in water, some materials will float on water. So same activity, we can keep a lot of salt into the water, mix a lot of salt. That means more salt we have to add. So then we can repeat this activity, then you can understand the different result. We will not get the same result, but we will get a different result. Okay, let's continue. So after completing activity, after observing, so what do you notice? Whether your prediction is wrong or right. Some predictions maybe goes wrong. Okay, tomato, actually we thought tomato will sink in water. Actually, it will float on water. Brinjal, same. Brinjal also will float on water. So like that, after that, then we can add excess of water, this one salt to the water. Excess of salt to the water, then again repeat this activity. Then you will get a different result. Some objects which float will sink. Okay, some objects will sink in water. They maybe will float on water because of density will increase. After adding salt, the density of water will increase. Then objects which sink, then they will float on water. Okay, so this is about sinking and floating out. So after that, what is our conclusion? What is our conclusion after this activity? We can say that some material will sink, some material will sink, and some material will float on water. Okay, in water. Some material will sink in water and some material float in water, depending on that nature of the object. Then what about next one? Do iron objects float? Is there any possibility of iron objects floating? So iron objects means, for example, iron nail is a iron object, and empty tin is an iron object. Like that, knife is a cutting knife is a iron object. So let us take these three objects and we will observe. We'll keep in one by one in the water. So what do you observe? Let us see. Let us take a bowl of water and one iron nail. So it is a iron screw and one more knife, a cutting knife, collaborated knife you can take. So it is a iron knife for cutting purpose we will use in the laboratory. And we can take an empty metal box. So these three, let us keep one by one in the bowl of water. First let us take this iron nail and keep in water. So it is sinking. You can observe inside the water. So there is iron nail. Now let us take this knife and keep in water. So it is also slowly went inside. So it is also sinking in the water. So now we have a iron box. So let us see whether it will sink or float. So I am keeping this. Okay, this is, wow, it is floating on water. So it's, let us push into the water. What will happen? So if you push again, it is coming up. So again push little bit. Yes, it is coming up. So that means iron box, that means it is a metal box, it will not sink in water, it will float because of its shape. So you can observe that a different shape, because all three objects made up of iron only, but some objects will sink in water and some will float on water. So what decides which, because what decides these objects will sink or float? So if you observe their shapes, you can understand what is the shape of this nail, and shape of the knife, and the shape of the box. If you observe carefully, you can understand. See what is the shape of the box, and see what is the shape of this nail. Okay, so because of its shape, some are sinking, some are floating. Also, you can observe that wooden objects also, wooden piece and wooden objects also you can observe, keep in water and try, so whether they are sinking or floating in water, you can observe. So what do you conclude from this activity after observing this? Iron, so when it is a nail, iron nails sink in water. Iron knife sink in water. So what about iron, this one tin, like, okay, small box. So if you keep this a small box like a tin in water, it float on water, okay, it float on water. So because the shape of the object decides whether the iron object will sink or float on water. So different shapes. Some shapes will sink in water, some shapes will float on water. That means shape also decides whether the object, that means whether the material sink or float. So here iron nail sink in water, nail sink in water, and tin, steel tin, metal tin. So this is float, okay, float on water. The next one, soluble or insoluble, soluble or insoluble in water. So for this, we have to take 5 bowls or beakers, and let us conduct an activity. So observe this activity, then afterwards you can decide whether which material will soluble and which material insoluble in water. Take 5 equal size of cups. Let us pour some water in each cup. This is salt, and this is sugar. This is sand. Here is chalk powder, and this is sawdust. Sawdust is nothing but while preparing wooden articles, the remaining waste is sawdust. So now let us mix each one in each cup. Let us take some sugar in the first cup, and salt in the second cup, and some sand in the third cup. Now we are taking chalk powder into the fourth cup. And finally, in the fifth cup, we are mixing sawdust. Now observe each cup whether the substances are dissolved or not. That means mixed or not mixed. Let us see. So if it is not mixed, you can use a spoon and stir well thoroughly. So let us stir. This is a stirring. After stirring, we have to observe again whether the sugar remains or not. This is salt. Here also we have to stir well. This is sand. We have to stir well. And this is chalk powder. This is a sawdust. Now observe the first one, whether the sugar is present or not. So if you see carefully, there is no sugar present in the bowl. Okay. Do you see any sugar? No. And you can see that salt bowl also, in the salt bowl also will observe no salt. But here, see, observe the sand remains in the water. And after stirring, we thought of chalk piece powder mixed in the water, but it is again settled in the bottom of the water. Sawdust remains in the water. So from this, what do you understand? You can understand some materials, that means some substances mixed completely and disappear in water, and some do not mix in water. So material mixed in water are called soluble. So these are sugar and salt are soluble in water, and the sand, this is chalk powder, and sawdust insoluble in water. Soluble, insoluble. So after completing this activity, we can understand that some materials will dissolve completely, dissolve. So dissolve will also can call soluble. Some materials dissolve in water and some materials, okay, do not. That is material which dissolve are called soluble. Material which do not dissolve are called insoluble. For example, sugar and salt are soluble in water, and sawdust, sand, chalk powder are insoluble in water. Okay, we can say that some materials are soluble and some materials do not, insoluble in water. So here, if you observe, water remains, and salt and sugar, if you observe, they dissolve. That means they soluble in water. So here we can say that water is a solvent. Okay, water is a solvent. What is solvent? Solvent is a material which dissolves other substances in it. Solvent is a material. This is also, water is also a material, but water dissolves other materials like sugar and salt in it. So that is why water is a solvent here. What about sugar and salt? Sugar or salt, these two are solute. Okay, water is a solvent and sugar is a solute. Water is a solvent and salt is a solute. So if you observe here, water is a good solvent. That means so many varieties of materials we can dissolve in water. That is why water is called universal solvent. What is that? Universal solvent. Universal solvent, because more number of materials we can dissolve in water. That is why water is called universal solvent. So same activity like salt, sugar, sand, and some sawdust, chalk powder you can take, and instead of water you can take some liquid like vinegar, lemon juice, kerosene, and do the same activity and observe which material dissolve in it and write your observations. So here for your homework purpose, table number 5 and 6 is there, page number 50 and 51. There is a table number 5 and 6. After observing that activities, what is your observations, you have to fill in that tables and take a picture, send to me. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next video. Until then, keep watching our videos. This is your Christopher sir. Thank you. Bye bye.